Hi everybody, I'm James, project manager here at Wargames Illustrated, and we're currently just getting ready for the next lockdown that's about to hit here in the UK. So I thought I'd do a quick video to show off some of the hobby projects that I've worked on recently and maybe inspire some of you if you've got lockdown imminent or you just fancy working on some new projects. Maybe this is something you could have a go at. We've got some Billhooks barricades here, which are actually covered in an article in our latest issue, which is Wargames Illustrated 395, which is available in all good stores now. This is actually the subscriber copy, so it's got a fancy extra special cover, but you can get that in shops as well. So that's these things down here, which I'll go into in a second. And I've also got a little sneaky peek at a model that we haven't covered yet in a guide, but probably will go online for Prime members. So you'll be seeing that if you're watching this video on our Prime service. And that's our latest giant in miniature St. Louis, who I've done a bit of extra work with to make into a terrain piece. So yeah, let's have a look. So this is the article that I did in the latest issue. It's all about Billhooks defences. You could obviously use these in any games. To start off with, we've got some defensive sticky things to put in front of your archers, and then we've got some barricades that I made, which are a little bit more detailed, and they came out really well. Got them here. They're pretty much built with just a few spares that we had lying around the office. So this is probably the main one that I used, and I think just about every kind of part that I used on all the bases is present on this one. So it's a foam core base, which I like to use because basically you can just trim the edges off a little bit, taper them, and it makes it a bit of a softer gradient. I've put some cork basing on here as well, which just to add a bit of extra height. And the main reason for that really was because we had this this pretty cool cart, which is just a laser cut MDF one. Very simple little kit and quite a cheap one, but I've kind of broken it down and I've used a few extra spare bits across some of the other bases, along with, we've got here, that's just a lolly stick that you can buy from craft shops, and I've just snapped that. And there's some plastic barrels nestling behind. You can see that I'm still doing hobby stuff at the moment, so my hands look a right state, but nothing wrong with that. We've got some cocktail sticks that I've trimmed down to make into some stakes there as well to stick them, and just nestled away in here, that's some, I think it's Woodland Scenics is the brand that those were, some metal cast tree stumps that I've also added. So built this base up along with the other ones. So again, there's the lolly stick or the craft stick, whatever you want to call it, which kind of is to represent a door, and all the other details. And there's some spares from the cart on this one. And really it's just a case of sticking them on the base, adding a bit of texture with sand and gravel, and then painting it, which the majority of the painting here is done with an airbrush. And by doing graduated tones, shooting down from above onto the piece of scenery, you can build up a really nice shift of tone across it. I do go into this a little bit more in the article and also break down the different elements of the build. But yeah, I think I'm really happy with the way they came out, and you know, they work really well in Billhooks, but they're suitable for a lot of different periods, I think, and a lot of different game types could make use of these. I know they've gone straight into our terrain collection to be used in all kinds of games, so that's pretty good. And also, I've got this guy, which is our latest Giants in miniature model, who's Dear Sweet St. Louis, and this is my rendition of him. I've taken the existing model with pretty much as is, just added him onto a base, and then I've created this promontory, which is made to represent the front of the Sacré-Cœur in Paris, which is where he has a large statue alongside Jeanne d'Arc fronting that building, and it looks very much like this, including the stone texture and things. This base is completely made out of foam core board, which I've carved in details into. It's quite a simple build actually, just a little bit of fine sand to add a bit of extra texture. The Giants in miniature I've placed on a plasticard base just to bulk him up. And this really represents a reflection of the Sacré-Cœur itself and what it looks like. including this rather iconic kind of patina look, which came out quite well. If you want to know how to do that, I guess you'll have to look at the article, which I believe we're putting up on Prime, so that'll be up for Prime members. And that's just a print type article, so we won't be doing a video, so you'll just have to sample the eye candy or join up for Prime if you want to see more. But yeah, it's a really simple build, and again, painted largely with an airbrush. So these areas here, quite a lot of textures being created, I suppose, in the depth through using the airbrush and adding that in. But yeah, just a little look. Hopefully that might give you some inspiration for some hobby projects throughout lockdown, or just some cool hobby activity in general. So yeah, that's some of the hobby stuff that I've been getting up to recently. So yeah, if you're a Prime member, you'll be able to see Louis in some kind of article on Prime at some point in the future. If you buy the magazine, the latest issue, 395, you'll be able to see the how-to on these, which gives you some good little extra tips and things that I haven't mentioned in this video. And yeah, hopefully these might inspire you to get up to some hobby activity of your own during lockdown, or just in general. I'll be working on some more stuff, I'm sure, over the coming weeks and months. I've got a whole Billhooks army to build. I've got a box of peri-plastics to get through to put behind these actual barricades, so that's probably going to be my major project. And there'll be more stuff that I've worked on coming up in future issues of War Games Illustrated for sure. So yeah, have fun, and I'll see you later.
This video has been brought to you by WI Prime, War Games Illustrated magazine's online members club. View more videos or find out more about WI Prime by following these links.